Hello everyone, welcome back to the Whitewood Auto YouTube channel, and what we have in today is a 1999 GMC Suburban 1500 four-wheel drive. It was towed in for a no start. It's been giving the owner issues off and on for a few months now. It came in on the tow truck. We got it down off of the tow truck and it started right up. So we're gonna bring it in. So I've been trying to let it run to see when it cuts off so I can bring everyone along, and it has finally cut off for me. So hopefully we can get it diagnosed. So let's see, will it Okay, so I found our key. And one thing I want you to immediately notice, you notice how we don't have a check engine light. So that is an issue, because anytime you have key on, engine off, the check engine light should come on. And I noticed that we weren't getting communication on the scanner when I checked it. So let's crank it. So it will not start. So let's go in and see, can we read codes? And we have no communication. So what we have is a car with no check engine light, and it won't read codes, and we have a lack of communication. Situation, always look for powers and grounds of the PCM to just make sure that everything is there, because if you're missing a power or a ground, of course the module won't come on. So let's try it again here. And we have nothing. Still no communication. So we will start with a real good underhood visual inspection and check our powers and grounds. So like I said, so we'll start with a real good visual inspection. This is our PCM over here. This is our under the hood fuse block. This is our battery. Well, this is a promising sign. Electrical tape and a bulb. See, this cable is loose. So let me start by taking a look at this negative cable and tighten it up, or see what's causing it to be loose. So I doubt if this is what's causing our lack of communication, but I like to stick with the basics. So we'll see what is going on here, because this could lead us to another problem. This thing was definitely loose. So looks like maybe it just wasn't tight. Everything seems okay. And this is a newer battery, so it just might not have secured it down correctly with this setup they got here. So we'll see if we can get it tight. Strip this thing out. Yeah, as far as what we get, that's as tight as we can get it. So let's continue with our visual inspection here. Get this thing off of the tripod here. Let's see, do we see anything else? Let's take a look at our fuse box and see how this looks over here. Oh, fender's pretty rusty. Let's see, do we have, doubt if that ground was it. Let's see, do we have communication now? Oh, it starts up. Let's see. So we'll cycle our, so let's cut it on. So it says on, but we don't, our indicator is not on where it should be. So that is, so maybe this thing is just burned out or something else. We're not sure. Let's go in and see, do we have any trouble codes? Just cut off on us. Okay. So do we have any trouble codes? All we have is a 405 in EGR circuit. That and the communication just died again. So we are losing communication. So we're losing either power or ground to this module. So let us keep looking. So let me do a little bit of a detailed under the hood inspection and see if we see anything. So there's one thing I did notice when we put our fuse box cover. I noticed that there's an ECM B fuse, which should be this fuse right here. So I'm gonna check and make sure we still don't have communication and see if that power has fused. So we have our key is on, and we don't have communication still. So let's see if we have power at that fuse. Let's just make certain. So certain that that's our fuse. You can see. So it's ECMB. So let's see, do we have, so we have power on one side, power on the other side. So that is good. Let's see, is there any other fuses in here? Well, what I'm just gonna do is just go ahead and check all the fuses to make sure. So that was good. And what I'm using is an incandescent bulb test light. So we have power on that side, but not power here. What is this for? Is that for heated seat? But right above that is an ECM 1 fuse. So let's see, do we have power there? So wait, so I could hear, when I press down on this fuse, I hear a relay clicking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my helper out here. Hold on. So I got my helper here. Say hi, sweetie. So I noticed that when I press this ECM1 fuse right here, I hear a relay clicking. Let me see if you guys can, if the camera picks it up. So now I'm wondering if the scanner will start communicating while I'm pressing down on it. So press that Y button, sweetie. And it is communicating. Okay, let go of the Y button. Okay, so now what we will do is we will go in and start the truck up and then wiggle this fuse to see if it will shut off. Let's see if it starts. So it's running. We still don't have a check engine light, but I think the bulb is probably just burned out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep an eye. So I'm gonna wiggle that fuse, this one right here, and it is the ECM1 fuse, and see does our engine cut out. And it does. So I didn't pull it out, I just wiggled it. So I think let's pull it out and see what it looks like. So yeah, you can go ahead, sweetie. Good job, thank you. So this fuse looks okay, but let's see how our terminals look down there. So the one that we're on is this one right here, and it goes across to here. So looks like we got a little bit of corrosion there, and it looks like it may be bent out some. So let me go get a pick so we can try to clean this up some. So now I hope I'm able to really demonstrate this on the video. So this is our fuse here. It pulls out very easy. It does not require much force. Like if you come to this fuse, I really have to pull on it. So we need to pull that thing out hard. So what it is our terminals are not making a good contact. So now the way we would fix this is we take this whole fuse box apart and either replace or try to respread our terminals. So to permanently fix this, we've pulled our fuse box apart. Then next we're gonna pull this assurance tab up so we can get to that terminal, and then we will either replace it or see if we can spread it out some more. So let's do this. So we were able to remove the terminal, and this is the problem one. So you can see how spread out it is. If you look at one like this, see how close it is. So and you see how nice this one is right here. So we're gonna fix this one and then reinsert it. And there's one other thing I wanted to point out. So do you see that ledge on the bad terminal? So we need to press that in some more. So now we have repaired our connector. You can see how we got our ledge in out forward some more. So now we'll get a tight grip on our fuse. So let's put this thing back together. Okay, so now we got all our terminals pressed back in our fuse box. Put our assurance tab back. So that thing is back locked in place, and we'll put the bottom cover on our fuse box. So we got our fuse box back down fully mounted where we can play all we want with this fuse, and it's really tough. Like I'm really pulling on it. And we got that thing there nice and tight, and it's running. So what we'll do is we got one other thing to fix on this truck. We will fix that, and then. So we got our stalling and no starting fixed up on this thing, and there's one last thing to fix. So as we work our actuator, you can hear the door moving, but something's jammed up inside of this door that will not allow it to lock. So what we're gonna do is start removing this door panel and then see what's causing that. So the first problem I see after we get the door panel off is you see this rod right here. That rod belongs in that hole. So we'll get that sorted out and then we'll see what happens. So I think we might have something now. It's unlocked. That's locked. It's unlocked. Lock, unlock. And what the issue was, believe it or not, this door lock in here was just dry. So we had to pull our outside door handle off and get some lubrication down in there. And now it works as it should. You can get this thing to go back and forth. And that's what it should do. So we're gonna throw this door panel back on, and I believe this will be wrapped up. So everyone, for a wrap up, this is the No Start King here at White One Auto. This thing is fixed. So we had an issue with a fuse in the fuse box. It wasn't making good contact, so we had to remove that connector. And then we also had a door lock here that would not work correctly. So we got that there all set. It's all ready to go, but we still don't have a check engine light. I think it's either burned out or somebody pulled the bulb out, but this thing runs fine now. Everything is all set. I would say we don't have any lights on the dash, but that's not really accurate for this one because it should be a check engine light on because there's still a code in there, I think an EGR code. So thank you guys for following along with us again here at White One Auto. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you have a car that will not start, we can fix it here at White One Auto. Thank you.